was no great respecter of Europeans. Poor classes of Europeans would have been enslaved had they worked out physically. But many of these Europeans, because they had been treated so poorly, did not hold up health-wise. And a factor that needs to be taken into consideration that whatever the conditions of the Africans were, they were physically pretty good specimens. Whatever they did not have, they did have enough to eat, enough to wear, and pretty good housing, because their bodies were very durable under these dreadful circumstances while the Europeans died wholesale. Mm-hmm. So they experiment in using European labor, and they would have used European labor if they could have, did not work out. So there was no transfer of slaves of consequence in the interim years between the Portuguese entry until after 1492 in the scramble for land in the New World. The main point here is that the need was created by the European scramble for land in the New World. At first, the contest was between Spain and Portugal with the sanction of the Catholic Church. The church was the major authority in the Europe of that day. England had some difficulty with the church, and so therefore England was outside for the first 100, maybe almost for the first 150 years. And so England ran errands in the trade without being in the center of the trade.
Because England was outside the church.
England was outside of the Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. And it was not until England pulled completely away and established her authority with the Church of England, then went into the trade under its own banner. Then England, angry because she had been kept out of this lucrative trade, literally took over the trade with no mercy and became the master of the trade. In the meantime, England discovered that Spain and Portugal had been playing politics with the Pope, and successful politics at that. And the success of these politics is that 1455, before New World discovery, Spain and Portugal had gone to the Pope over a dispute about lines of demarcation, and the Pope had said to both Spain and Portugal, you are both authorized to reduce to servitude all infidel people. In other words, if a person is not a Christian, you are authorized to enslave the person. But in the politics of the papetry, the Portuguese always got the best of the deal. They were better Catholic politicians. And the Pope eventually, when the discovery was that Spain was grabbing more of the world, in Portugal, there was a treaty of Tordesillas. Pope had said, you take the East and you take the West, and you two good Catholic nations stop fighting among yourselves. And this was really as a result of Christopher Columbus grabbing. Christopher Columbus wasn't supposed to come to the New World. That was a violation of an agreement. But the Treaty of Tordesillas gave Portugal a big country called Brazil. Portugal, being so small, didn't have the money and the manpower to manage a country. And Portugal got lost in Brazil.